All right, we got it. All right, sweet. So we're not going to draw another card, and that is game. It goes to their turn. Oh my goodness, that was such a good game. Whew. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're playing GYRUDA Doom of Depths. I know a lot of people have been playing this. I'm trying to do a different version of this deck, but this is what this does. So first off, it's a companion because our starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana cost. So we only have 2 drops, 4 drops, 5 drops, and an 8, or sorry, 6 drops and 8 drops. 5 is odd. Yeah, okay. All right. Whenever GYRUDA enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. You get to put a creature card with even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. And so this is pretty cool because we get to hopefully hit a creature every single time. What we want to hit is things like Spark Double or Thassa's Deep Dwelling, so that we can then get another trigger with GYRUDA to then hit more Spark Doubles, not necessarily more Thassas. Once we have one, that's enough, but we can also hit more GYRUDAs, start hitting more and more things, and then eventually hit into our bigger finishers with Konga or Kogla, this is one of the cards that I ran up against in one GYRUDA deck, which I thought was very powerful. It works great because when it enters the battlefield, you fight up to 1 target creature you don't control, and then you also are playing things like Thassa. You're also playing things like Spark Double, and so every once in a while it's just nice to be able to get multiple triggers of that first attack, and then whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. That is really good against a lot of decks as well. We have 1 End-Raised Forerunners, so that all of our cheaper creatures that we have out here, our Fibblethrips, our Paradise Druids, just other creatures that we have will all get Trample and Haste. So this is kind of what we want to hit if we're ramping up well enough to hit like the turn after we GYRUDA, or just do like it's a good finisher card for us. And if we do just hit it with our GYRUDA, it's 7 damage the first time, and then it's 7 damage the next time. Like this should be enough to finish the game. And so that's kind of the main game plan. Because there are a lot of other GYRUDA decks out there, that's part of the reason I want to go Sultai and go into the black color instead of going Bant with white. And so Extinction Event is one of the cards that I really like with this. The other thing too is we also get better lands here. With Sultai or with Bant, you don't really get the tricolor lands because they don't have Bant in that color yet. They don't have the wedge lands for that. So Extinction Event is really good against other GYRUDA decks that we're running up against, as well as really good against aggro decks. So choose odd or even, and then you exile each creature with converted mana costs of the chosen value. And so all the even decks, well, GYRUDA decks are going to be playing only even. And so once they combo off, if we're behind, we get to then just Extinction Event and destroy their entire board, and then we get to combo off afterwards. Hopefully they don't have something like this as well. We also have Heartless Act in here, which is really good to destroy creatures early game. Oh, the other thing too, against the aggro decks, this is really powerful because a lot of the best things in the aggro decks are odd, so then we can blow up their entire board and still keep up blockers on our side. And so we want to be choosing this on odd as often as possible, or at least get more of their creatures than ours. And that's the game plan. We get to have Tamiyo in this as well, which is really nice. And basically the game plan here is ramp. We ramp with Paradise Druid, Growth Spiral, and also making sure that we hit the cards that we hit our lands with our Fibblethip. And then we get to start just doing more and more of that kind of stuff. Artress helps us find lands. Pelucano is just a really big body that we can hit for 4 mana, so we can get a little bit more protection on our board. And then Spark Doubles are just awesome. And yeah, this is pretty much the deck. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Sintinin. And I love that we get to use our tap lands because we're playing evens. Our turn 1 is always a tap land. Our turn 3 is pretty much always a tap land. We get to Growth Spiral here to get it out early, which we'll probably go for. Maybe we'll go for Paradise Druid instead. We'll see here. I think... Do I want to hold up Heartless Act at all? Let's go ahead and pass the turn. We may just be able to hold up Heartless Act and Growth Spiral if we feel like there's not anything we need to kill. 10th Street Dodger. All right, just a bunch of 1-drops are annoying, but not terrible for us. All right, Cavalcade of Calamity deck. Maybe it is worthwhile just to slow them down a bit here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and kill the Scorchbitter. I know ramp may be better to go for right now, but that's 2 points every turn. I feel like it's worthwhile to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and get out the Triome. And pass the turn again. If we'd found another untapped land, we could have played Growth Spiraled and Paradise Druid, which we do want to get Paradise Druid out soon because we do want to start actually playing Gyarados, or Garuda. It feels like a Gyarados, doesn't it? All right, we'll take 2. Down to 16. Annex. Okay, Annex we can kill here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and Growth Spiral now. Get lands out while we can. Tapped. Okay, Paradise Druid. And pass the turn. As long as we get to actually use our Garuda next turn, we're pretty fine with whatever they have on board. So they're going to go to attacks. We will kill Annex now. He gets 2 satyrs, but that's pretty fine. No blocks. Down to 14. And honestly, this has been a pretty good one for us. All right, they get Chandra or Annex, yeah. Ooh, Extinction Event. So the other thing too is that all tokens are even, but right now we could also exile all their 3 mana creatures, but we're gonna go for Garuda. That's what we came here for. All right, we get Thassa. Ooh, Torbrand. Stealing their Torbrand would be kind of fun. That's actually a little bit tempting. My graveyard, because we have actually a lot of things we want in here. We could Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for Thassa. This is the game plan, so we get to bounce this again. Bring it back. Spark Double. Our graveyard, Spark Double. Taking the Torbrand was tempting, because if we get multiple of their things, it could be very fun. My graveyard, Fibblethip or Artress. Let's go ahead and go for the Artress. Draw 2 cards, sounds pretty good. We have a pretty big board for them to get through. And we can just exile half their board on the next turn and swing in. 2 lands. And it's a land that draws. We actually have a pretty good hand. And so being able to play multiple things actually sounds pretty nice. We have 6 mana. If it's another Garuda though, GYRUDA, whatever. You typically always take the one that has 2 cards. Okay, yeah. Like, just in case, it's better to take the thing with 2 cards. That was tricky, though. That was a tricky one. Cavalcade of Calamity. Okay, they're going to get in for a big hit. Holds back the Annex. Okay. They haven't pumped these guys, so they're going to replace themselves. Block the things that are even, because we know we can kill the other stuff. I mean, I guess they create 2 more satyrs, but they don't block, so we're pretty fine. Light up the stage. Okay, Scorch Spitter. They're probably going to go for the other light of the stage. Okay, just bringing out blockers. Ooh, End Raise Forerunners. Give everything trample. Should we do that? Oh, we don't have enough mana for it. All right, so let's bring out Breeding Pool tapped. Let's, we could just keep going with our combo, or we could Extinction Event and swing in for, I think, lethal. Do we have lethal? Yeah, I think we do. Okay, Extinction Event on odd, not even. That would be bad. All right, exile all your stuff, swing in for a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. These guys can't block. It's so tempting to just keep going with the combo when you've got it, because it's so fun. But that's the whole point of Extinction Event, is that we can actually close out the game against decks a little bit easier than if we didn't have it. So 2 copies, all we can afford with all of the creatures we have, but the occasional time we get them, very, very good. Up against Ravnos. Bring it on, Ravnos. Dude, I'm loving these tri-lands. They're awesome. This is pretty good. We have 3 lands, Fibblethip to help us hit the next land. Ooh, and we have Growth Spiral. We are going to prioritize ramp over card draw or protection. So what does this champion do? Your starting deck contains only cards with converted mana cost 3 or greater and land cards. See, I wish it was like creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or greater, but that makes it a little bit hard to play. And then whenever he enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. So pretty cool stuff there. We're gonna hopefully ramp faster than they do. So let's go ahead and pass the turn. I guess Growth Spiraling now, just in case they have a counterspell, might be worthwhile. They could cycle here. They shouldn't be able to play anything here. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and draw Spiral now. There's no reason not to. Hopefully they have a bunch of 3-drops. We know there's 3 drops, 5 drops, so a lot of odd cards would be really great for Extinction Event. Yeah, it brings out Bone Crushy. That's fine. We could bring out Pelucranos just as a good blocker, but I think we want to hit lands and ramp. If we get to our combo, we're very happy. Growth Spiral. Pass the turn. We'll try it on the end step. Not hitting land is not the bestest. We'll go ahead and block. I mean, I could like Spark Double onto the Fibblethip to get another card draw, but we just have to hope that we can actually hit our stuff here. And that Extinction Event is enough to kill enough things to be worthwhile. All right, Growth Spiral. Oh no, no lands. Where's our lands? All right, that's a land. Play it tapped. Pelucranos. Every time I read Pelucranos, I'm just like, Peluc your nose or something like that. Like, even though it doesn't make any sense, I can't not think of that. Evil Passage, up to 5 mana. They can draw a card here. I'm assuming they're going to want to get more permanents out before they use this, but maybe they have like 3 more in their hand or something like that. This is like the one deck I've not really seen played, even though I've heard it's pretty good. I mean, you can just play Fires of Invention, I guess, basically with this as your companion, that's probably what this is. All right, Kenrith. All right, Extinction Event on Odd seems really good right now. So if we don't hit this, we can also Kogla. I mean, we're gonna go for the GYRUDA. Let's see here. What if we do just Extinction Event? Like, what's our best play if we don't hit land? It probably is just Extinction Event. So we'll go ahead. We'll take it. I'd rather be able to swing in for 6. All right, we do hit the land though. I mean, we could also just like Kogla, hit the Kenrith, swing in. We have an answer for the Fires of Invention with this as well. Like, there is a little bit of risk of not being able to hit anything good. Play the one from hand. We have so many of the cards we want to hit in our hand. All right, we got Thassa. We will attack in. If they block the Pelucranos, we can also just bounce the Pelucranos. It comes back with 6 counters on it. Like, Thassa with Pelucranos is actually really powerful. I don't know why I've not been doing that. That's pretty sweet. And we're filling our graveyard with this as well. Down to 12, okay. We'll bounce this. We're going off. Hopefully Spark Double, okay. Spark Double better than the second one. Thassa gets to come out, another Spark Double. We'll take that. It's tempting to go for the indestructible creature though. We'll take another GYRUDA. I guess keep whichever one, doesn't really matter. Kogla, there we go. Get to fight Kenrith. All right. Not too shabby. It's fine. You know. All right, what deck are they playing? I'm pretty sure this is a Fires of Invention deck, yeah. Which we haven't hit any Fires of Invention, which they didn't play one, so that's surprising. I'm not sure if that deck really plays board wipes either, but I mean, we comboed off and that was sweet. And that's why it's worthwhile to go for the combo over other stuff, but there are times it does just land dead and it's really painful. All right, we have Growth Spiral, we have removal, we'll definitely keep this. Up against Skeeper of Lands, bring it on. Lurrus. Lurrus is a scary card. I fear it greatly. So technically, I'm always in between on what's better to play. Paradise Druid, we don't get to use it unless we have it out in the battlefield for a turn. And so, I mean, technically, it's better to get that out early, right? Growth Spiral just happens to draw you cards as well, which is huge. Huge. Heartless Act for the Luris. We're just going to go for our combo. If we can get our combo going, I'm going to save the Heartless Act maybe for... Actually, we might just go Extinction Event here. We get to exile all 3 of these. Double Growth Spiral, though. Ooh. We hit the other land, we get to go off next turn. And with 2 draws, I mean, and we get to play a land for the next turn, we should definitely get there. So, past the turn, we'll take our beats. Let's hope for no, like, combos here. There's red mana. Traded Scorpion. Man, this Extinction Event is looking so good. Alright, Dreadhorde Butcher, that's the first annoying thing. We could kill that as well. In fact, let's go ahead and... a Growth Spiral. Forest. Oh, man. Take our beats. This is a lot of damage. While we're not tapped down, it's almost nice. I like the idea of being able to hit this. They don't have any sack outlet yet, though. Alright, Growth Spiral number 2. Play the land. Tapped. We lose our Paradise Druid if we don't go right then. Alright, so here we go. We get to do this. We hit another one. We get a Spark Double. Yep, copy here. We get a Thassa's. Oh, this is a tough choice. Kogla, just to kind of blow things up, which we know that we already have some good targets in our hand. Anyway, I think we're fine doing this. All right, bounce the Spark Double. Why not? Okay, Kogla. We do lose Paradise Druid here, I'm pretty sure, but I think it's worthwhile to kill the Dreadhorde Butcher. Luris is another... Oh, I guess they just bring it back. I should have killed the Luris. But we know Extinction Event hits that really well, and so we get to kill all the blockers there. Okay, it hits our face instead. All right, they have so many cards in the graveyard now. We kind of help them out. Although, dude, the Extinction Event, I'm really liking that it exiles everything. Witch's Oven. Is that from hand? Or is that from the graveyard? Yeah, Kogla gets to destroy an artifact when it attacks. We get to hit for so much damage. They have to have a 2-drop in order to even block against us. And we also have the Heartless Act anyway. Dude, this deck is sweet. They get to gain some life, deal damage to us. Our life total is a little bit low. Name the Firstborn. Alright. Swings with everything? What? Swing with the Luris seems really awkward. I'd almost prefer, well, these guys are going to get sacked probably anyway, so I mean, I guess we block them. We know Paradise Druid's going to die, so we'll take the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sack 6, 7, 8. But that was from where we were before, so we might be able to drop down to like 2 here, but that's fine. Yeah, brings it out. Down to 4. Sacrificing it now. Interesting. We get the Heartless Act for next turn. And I will Spark Double just to try to hit End-Race Forerunners. You know, just to go crazy, because they do have a lot more life now. I could exile this right now as well. Is that just safer? I also hit Kogla to kill the Cauldron Familiar and have another way to destroy artifacts. Cruel Celebrant's kind of interesting as well. There we go. End-Race Forerunners. Okay, all attack. And they get Vigilance. And now we have Trample. I'm not sure, is that quite enough? 5 times, what, 7 is the lowest? Should be enough. Alright, yeah, that was a little bit greedy going for the End-Race Forerunners because we were at a low life total. If they hit something like a Serrated Scorpion, we were dead. And so, a little bit risky there, but dude, it's so fun. Alright, this looks like a great hand. I'm not going to try to pronounce our opponent's name here. Alright, play that tapped. We get Fill with Hip on turn 2. I mean, anytime we have a good turn 2 play, we have lands to potentially get up to our 4 drops. We're hoping that's enough, basically. And oftentimes it is. Fill with Hip the Wasp. We also get Thassa to keep drawing cards. So I'll probably try to keep this Fill with Hip alive for now. Blue Chronos at turn 4 is also not bad at all. Do we block? We probably do block here to get rid of a life linker while they have Pride Mate around. They don't swing in. All right, sweet. I'm okay with that. We also don't get to do anything here. Because no more 2 drops. All right, no attacks, pass the turn. Ugh. Linden, oh my goodness. So much. Okay, what's our best play? I think at this point it has to be Pelucranos. We just need a really big blocker. So they gain 1 more life, goes up to 5. Especially because we have another one. So Pelucranos, pass the turn. They can't swing in with Linden at the least now, unless they have removal. But our life total was very low. We've had to shock in 2 lands. And we're not hitting the other ones. This is the hard part with this deck, is the combo is insane. But your hand can also be very just sometimes, because you're running a ton of 6-drop plus and a bunch of 4-drops. And so honestly, I probably ought to slot in, take out some 4-drops, slot in more 2-drops, just to make sure we can be doing multiple things in the early game. More ramp, maybe. Like another, and maybe like 2 copies of Incubation Druid would be nice here. The gain life goes up to 6, but we have another Pelucranos, so killing this is perfectly fine with us. Oh no, it gains another one, dang it. We can't take 7 damage though, so we block. Man, all right. They've had the nut draw, and we cannot find lands. Another Pelucranos. It'll keep us alive for a turn. And then what? Maybe I just needed to mulligan to make sure we hit the ramp cards. I'm thinking that I want more ramp in this deck, because I have 8 cards with ramp, but I think we need 12 just to make sure that we are ramping up to 6 mana. Bibblethip I figured would help us, you know, make sure we hit our land drops, but it didn't. So and we didn't get to keep it around. Maybe going for the Thassa instead to make sure that happened, but I think her life total would be very hurting right now if that was the case. Healer's Hawk, okay, I think they're just going to go for the big swing. Yeah. So if we block Heliod, I don't even know if we can come back from this now. If we get Extinction Event, we get to kill... It exiles creatures, so it gets rid of these 3. We take 7 here. All right, that needed to be Extinction Event, I think, to have a shot. All right, good game. I just want to see what's on top of our deck. It doesn't matter, it's over. All right, we got Me Too with the Me Too movement. We have Growth Spiral, we have a land for it, we have a good 4-drop. Is this enough? I'm gonna keep it. Like I said, this is the one issue, is actually making sure we have Growth Spiral in hand, because we can have hands much worse if we have all the 6 drops and, you know, just nothing to do. And we get some interaction, so that's pretty nice. All right, pass the turn. Up against the combo. They're also playing Sultai, which, I mean, honestly, I think that you could go into Horror Color and have like run things like Charming Prince and the 4-mana one, Elite Guard Mage. There we go. Triome, perfect. Okay, we're getting our ramp on. I almost want to just hold up this Heartless Act. I was tempted to just holding the Heartless Act up, but let's go for Polukranos. We can kind of do the same thing. If they tap down the Paradise Shroud, we can fight it to kill it. Having 2 Spark Devils in hands, not very good for this. I mean, we get to do it multiple turns in a row as long as this survives. But they're going to be holding removal like we are. And that's one thing we can do is, once they get like a Spark Devil or something like that, we can Heartless Act in response to it coming into the battlefield. That's pretty good. All right. Enters tapped. Let's go ahead and swing in. I'm guessing they block with Fibblethip. Because there's Thassas and things like that, it's worth at least getting bodies off the battlefield. Artress. We want to take whatever has lands, I think, because if we hit an untapped land, we just win, or potentially win. They're stuck on lands, it seems like. Yeah, we'll choose this one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, if I was them, I would have put Spark Double and Growth Spiral in a thing and the land on top, but they didn't know that we didn't have a land in hand. I think we've made a land jump every time. All right, they also have the combo for the next turn. All right, I mean, we do our thing, right? They could have Heartless Act here. Essence Scatter, what? All right. All right, they get to combo off next time now. Now we're looking for Extinction Event. We will gladly trade off with your mana. Typically, they have to wait a turn to be able to actually attack. Spark Devils on Polukranos isn't terrible. Thassa to be able to bounce Artress or Polukranos is also not terrible. Oh man, and they get to go for our deck as well. That's the thing, is either one of our decks has amazing cards. So they can get our Thassa or their Thassa. I mean, ours looks cooler, so I mean, you've got to still that, right? What, they're taking... That's just rude. Totally could have taken our Thassa. He's got another one. We've not milled too good of things for them. That's at least nice. Only gets to keep one of them. So I think what we'll do is we'll play Thassa Deep Dwelling, bounce. I don't even know. They got another one. All right, let's see if they keep going. Have we milled over our extinction events? No. We still have a shot of potentially getting an extinction event. 4 mana as well. Okay. Draw a card. Not extinction event. Ooh, that is nice though. Okay, here's the question. Do we hold up Heartless Axe so that we can kill... I mean, now that they have 2 of these guys... 1, 2, 3. Not enough there. So there's a chance they just won't get another trigger, but if they have another one in hand, it doesn't really matter. So Thassa helps a bit. We can hopefully draw into the cards we need, but we know that we have this already for next turn, so I'm not as worried about that. So I think that what we do is we just hold up the Heartless Act. So we pass the turn. Growth Spiral and Heartless Act. Might as well. If they go to their end step, we can kill the Gigan here. Okay. I mean, actually, before they go to attacks, because they also lose Thassa as well. I shouldn't have given more information, though. Spark Double. Bean Artisan. Bean Artisan lets them go grab the card they need as well. That's actually really good in this deck. I'll give them the chance for the Spark Double. They probably will take Spark Double. Okay. Bean Artisan comes out as a massive card here. I really didn't want them to get that, so maybe I should put that one up by itself alone. Alright, Extinction Event is still our best hit here. Okay, we'll take it from Thassa. We'll block here. Just chump with 1 for now. I mean, bringing out a 12/12 is something we can do as well. How will this block there? Down to 12. We get to combo off this next time. I'm hoping for Extinction Event. And then they can't go off. Let's do this, actually. I'm okay with them getting lands. Alright, they drew the lands. I mean, it's never a bad thing to do, like, honestly. Alright, how close are they to milling out? They're at 23. So they will lose with the mill out plan. Spark Double. They have a Spark Double. So we Spark Double again. If we can just mill them out completely, that's also a thing that we can do. And raise Forerunners. It doesn't give our stuff haste, so opponent's graveyard. We'll take their Gigan. We're keeping theirs because it looks cooler. Oh, we lost Extinction Event. Thassa, my graveyard, Fibblethip. How many you battlefield? How many is left? Okay, take their Thassa. No attacks. Bounce. This will actually return as ours, I believe, so that it's permanently ours. I mean, we already are, but under my control. Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right, we got it. All right, sweet. Whew. So we're not going to draw another card. They are empty-handed, and that is game. It goes to their turn. Oh my goodness, that was such a good game. Whew. All right, that was a blast. I love playing with this card. All right, so we got 4 wins, 1 loss. I had some stats here beforehand as well with this one. Actually, no, I guess these are all the ones. So 80% win rate, at least so far. I'm sure that it's going to go down at some point, but I think it's a deck worth playing. I think that we had, I think, good interaction. I mean, you can also go a bunch of different ways with it. You can go into the Bant colors and get Elite Guard Mage, Charming Prince. I won't look them up right now. There's just a lot of really good things you can do with it. But I do like Sultai. I think Extinction Event is more powerful than people are giving it credit for. Yeah, you have to choose odd or even, and if you have a bunch of even cards, it makes it painful if you're still needing to use it. But I still rather get the board wipe out of it, especially because it exiles everything. Because there's so many GYRUDAs out in the world, that I think this is an even more powerful card right now. I think that winning by milling them out was still just that was so fun. I think running up against the mirror match is just a blast. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.